So you say some people would have to have two set of passwords and usernames?
No. No, anybody in the shipping offices is going to be restricted to the, I mean, we'll use the same Unix 8-character maximum password policy.
So they can't go outside of that network, then you're saying?
No, they can still access, our network. It's just that's their passwords are a little less secure than the corporate headquarters.
Okay, but can they go out to the headquarters and grab a file?
Sure.
Good. Even though that password is only 8.
Yeah, because the password policy that we set up for the Unix servers, the shipping offices, that just applies for them once to get authenticated. Once they're authenticated, they can access anything in the forests between Lake Hattie or Elk Island.
Two more questions about your WAN connections. You have 4 domains altogether?
2.
2? Only 2?
Only 2 domains.
Child domains?
No child domains.
No, just 2. That's it. Oh, okay.
Yep, we have Lake Hattie and we have Elk Islands. That's it.
How do you communicate between the 2 domains then, as far as the WAN link?
It's the VPN forest trust.
Is that an ISP? Do they subscribe to some sort of a connection?
Right, yeah, they'd have some kind of a internet connection, whether it be T1, what have you, probably T1, get out the internet, and then over the internet, they're doing the secure VPN connection between the 2 routers, so that both networks have access to each other.
Any encryption, as far as VPN go, any encryption protocol that you would choose over another?
Well, we chose IPsec for encryption of the VPN tunnel.
I'm cold.
Any other questions?
Go, Nate.
I was just wondering if the internet went down on one side, how are you going to communicate to the other side?
Well, I mean, you always have that issue, but I mean, that's why, our 2 sites, probably going to have T1. I mean, you could even have redundant T1s or what have you, so that you're always going to have a backup route. I mean, T1s do go down occasionally, but few and far between. You usually guaranteed like the 99.9% uptime. So.
And there was cost restrictions you're looking at too. So initially, I'd like to maybe create a dedicated line between the 2.
Right.
Leasing a line.
Yeah. I mean, the lease lines between connecting the 2 gets very expensive very quickly, especially when you're talking, across the border like that too. I mean, you're looking at thousands of dollars a month just to connect the 2 if you do a dedicated line. So, I mean, like I said, there's always that possibility, but ideally you have redundant, access.
And that lease line is a physical?
Right, yeah, lease line would be like a point-to-point T1 connection between Elk Island and Lake Hattie. But like I said, that gets expensive. Questions?
Could you summarize as far as the fault tolerance and redundancy features that you have implemented at various different points?
Well, for the domain controllers, we have backup domain controllers available. We've got like I said, ideally we'd have a second machine for the router to flip the switch on if the router goes down or whatever. The access points, and we've got the 4 access points. There's not a whole lot to do as far as fault tolerance of that, other than add more access points to kind of cover the area. And pretty much have most everything redundant. And the only thing that would be questionable, which would have to be negotiated, would be internet connection between the servers, between the domains, of course.
Last question for me. Is there anything that you would do differently?
I mean, short of not using Microsoft products
Yeah,
for routing.
Microsoft.
Except for that, yeah.
That would be, in my opinion, that would be the biggest thing to do differently. But I mean, as far as using a fully Microsoft solution, I don't know. I mean, I think we had a pretty good plan, really. And, you know, like I said, you're always going to run into little hiccups, but we adapted well to them. So.